Have you ever wondered why the Leaning Tower of Pisa is, well, leaning? I mean, it's practically the poster child for architectural mishaps, right? You see it in photos, all tilted and defiant, and it just begs the question, how did it end up like that? So let's dive into the fascinating story behind this iconic structure and unravel the mystery of its famous lean. To get started, please take just 1 second to like this video. Your support encourages me to continue creating this content. First off, let's talk about the basics. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, or Torre Pendente di Pisa, was originally intended to be a bell tower for the nearby cathedral in the Italian city of Pisa. Construction began in 1173, and can you believe it took almost 200 years to finish? That's like waiting for the next season of your favorite show to drop, but on a whole different level. It wasn't until 1372 that the tower was finally completed. But here's the kicker. By the time they got to the 3rd floor, the tower was already leaning. Imagine the builders standing there, scratching their heads, thinking, uh-oh, this isn't part of the plan. So what caused this iconic lean? Well, it all comes down to the ground beneath it. The tower was built on a foundation of soft, unstable soil, specifically a mix of clay, sand, and shells. Now, if you've ever tried to build a sandcastle at the beach, you know that wet sand can be super tricky. It's like, one minute you're building a masterpiece and the next, it's collapsing into a sad little pile. That's exactly what happened here. The soil couldn't support the weight of the tower, which weighs about 14,500 tons. Talk about a heavy load. As construction progressed, the tower began to sink on one side. The architects, instead of hitting the brakes and reassessing the situation, decided to soldier on. They figured, hey, it's just a little lean. Let's keep building. So they continued, adjusting the upper floors to compensate for the tilt. It's almost like they were trying to make it look intentional. Look at us. We're trendsetters in architectural design. But in reality, they were just trying to salvage their project. Fast forward a few centuries, and the Leaning Tower of Pisa became a symbol of architectural failure, but also of resilience. Tourists flocked to Pisa, not just to see the tower, but to take those classic goofy photos, pretending to hold it up. You know the ones. It's like a rite of passage for anyone traveling through Italy. You can't leave without that iconic shot. But beyond the selfies and the social media posts, the tower tells a story of human ingenuity and determination. In the late 20th century, the lean became a real concern. The tower was leaning at a precarious angle of about 5.5 degrees, which is like trying to balance a pencil on your finger. Engineers and experts were worried that it might topple over, and can you imagine the headlines? Leaning Tower of Pisa falls over, tourist tragedy. It would have been a disaster. So, they took action. They began a massive restoration project in the 1990s, implementing a series of stabilization techniques to ensure the tower wouldn't collapse. They actually removed some of the soil from underneath the tower, which sounds a bit counterintuitive, right? But it worked. They managed to reduce the lean to about 4 degrees, which is a lot safer. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Leaning Tower of Pisa isn't just a quirky tourist attraction. It's a testament to the power of perseverance. Think about it. How many times have you faced a challenge that seemed insurmountable? Maybe it was a tough exam, a job interview, or even a personal struggle. The tower's story reminds us that sometimes, when things don't go according to plan, we need to adapt and find a way to keep moving forward. It's all about perspective. And let's not forget the beauty of imperfection. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is a perfect example of how something that seems flawed can still be celebrated. It's like those moments in life when things don't turn out the way we envisioned, yet they become some of the most cherished memories. The tower stands tall, leaning and proud, a symbol of resilience and the unexpected twists that life can throw our way. So, next time you see a picture of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, remember the story behind it. It's not just a leaning building, it's a reminder that sometimes, the things that make us unique are the very things that make us beautiful. Embrace the lean, embrace the quirks, and don't be afraid to stand tall, even if you're a little off kilter. After all, life is all about finding balance in the midst of the lean. Thank you for exploring with us here at the Corner of Curiosity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating content. As always, feel free to leave your curious questions and thoughts in the comments below. Until next time.